Hello and welcome. Today we are at Legoland Windsor and we're going to take a look and a loop around their massive night castle section. But we're going to start by walking through the Enchanted Forest. Now this is an area that is always empty. Now if you've seen any of the Halloween editions or the Christmas editions, this is where it all gets dressed up, full of different Lego models and everything like that. So this would be the bit where they'd have the graveyard scene now. It is open all year round. It is a nice little wrap round because we actually enter from the top of the pirate section, so Pirate Shores, and then we come all the way, loop it round from the top, and then we end up right by the castle front entrance. But as you can see, again, there is nobody here. So if you do want to get away from the hustle and bustle, sit down and grab yourself a bite to eat, this is a perfect place for you to come. Now obviously there's no Lego models around this way, which is a little bit of a shame, but because they do put different themed models out over the Halloween season and the Christmas season, it might just be a bit too much work with regards to them doing that in the summer as well. But you can see you've got all of these nice little logs and everything to sit on, and obviously there are bins and everything to put your rubbish and things away. So they do encourage you to use them, and obviously there is a little bench there as well if you want to sit down and just sort of relax a little bit. But there is nobody there. There's even a new table there. I didn't even spot that last time I came in, but there's a nice table, and there are potentially some models within the trees. So I was looking up and looking around because I could hear some bits and pieces in the background, but it actually wasn't from within this section. I thought there was a woodpecker making a noise, but I don't think it was. I think I just got a bit mixed up. Now that is now just been cleared. That is now been completely taken away, what was to the left, and you walk through sort of the back of the play area. So that is the children's play area to the left hand side. It's a big open space for them to run around in, and obviously now they've just got all that bark and everything down. So that's what's behind me. And then to the right hand side again, just loads of nice and trees, where different places that you can sit down, trying to look for models and stuff to see if there was anything, because again, this is where they put the big table and everything. You can see where they've left bits and pieces, and they just put the big artwork banner up on the back there. There isn't anything to really have a look at within this area apart from sit down, grab a bite to eat, and use it as a really helpful cut through. Because again, I think every single time I've come in and every time I've filmed around this bit, there has never been anybody here. But it's perfect for me because it means I can get around nice and simple. So you can see big castle themed play area to the left hand side, and now we've got a massive castle just to the right hand side. So we will have a loop and a look around this land, see what is on offer. It is extremely busy. Now the day I came is just before the summer holidays, but there seemed to be every single person here. The queues were absolutely massive for everything. So if you were queuing up for a long time, then obviously please do let everybody else know in the comments below, and obviously let everybody else know what it's been like over the summer season as well for you. Was it worth going? Are the queues moving nice and smoothly, or was it quite long? Now I think if I remember rightly, I ended up coming into the Knights Kingdom now, and it was actually closed, but we do actually end up going all the way through the queue line and basically walking onto the ride because it had just reopened back up. But this is where you can see you've got your refresh and refill, but all the hot dog stands, which should be to the left hand side, so they're just there, that's closed. The ice cream bit directly over the way is completely shut as well. So even getting close to lunch, they didn't have all the different bits and pieces open, just because maybe they didn't think it was going to be as busy as what it was. But I thought personally it was an extremely busy day today, especially the kids still haven't fully broken up. It was either more busy than what it should have been because not everything was open, or it's just because the queue lines weren't moving so smoothly for whatever reason or something, but it just seemed to be quite busy on today. Maybe it was close to capacity, but it is a theme park, so it is where it is. But you can see the Knight's Ice isn't yet open. The door is open to the left hand side, so I do believe that did actually open up later on in the day, but the hot dog stalls and everything else didn't. Now last time we came down this way, Merlin's Challenge was getting a bit of a sort of a bit of TLC, shall we say. That was down for general scheduled maintenance. That is now up and running, as was the Apprentice Dragon. That was also up and running. So everything that they said that they were doing scheduled maintenance on is now re-backed open for the busy season. But you can see really good photo opportunities with regards to the horses and the dragons and everything else around this way, and how all the grass and all the plantation and everything is now starting to grow back. It does look really nice with regards to photos, and I think the theming down this way is really nice. And I did say in a couple of the other videos that the models that we're about to see now had been taken away from the long walkway down from the Rebuild the World section. So all of these pigs and all of these models and everything had been taken away. I'm glad that they built this in, and it's just a nice thing for you to stop and have a look at. And there are some hidden gems within this. So it's got people's initials in the leg. You've got the little geese and ducks and everything else like that to have a look for. The there's some eggs I think that we've got to hunt down, and obviously there was a pig there with his head stuck in the bucket. But you can see it's like more of a forge where he's making up all the tools and things, and you can see as we come round you've got to try and spot them, but there will be, there's the pig with it stuck on its head, there's the other one waiting, and then as you come round and down you just have to look out for all of the little tools. So there's a little animal in his back pocket just there, which is obviously going to be chased by one of those little things just here. There's a lot of little things going on if you do stop and pay attention to it, but there is some initials within the actual Lego brick, so I thought that was a really nice touch as well. I don't know if I find it in this video or if it was in the previous video, but it is within that area, so it's quite nice. Now we're coming up to the Dragon's Apprentice. You saw how big the queue was to get in that bit, because if you kept going down there was just nowhere else to go. So I tucked in and through. This is the Dragon Apprentice track. You can see where the ride starts on the right hand side with the red and white, and it just does a double loop around the track. So cut that little bit off and it just goes moving around. I'll let you listen to the screams. And that is the ride. It does that as a double loop, and then you get off and then you carry on again. But again, the queue is absolutely massive. I personally think it's down to everybody having a queue bot, so people were skipping the queue lines, so the queue lines weren't moving, you know, as freely as what they should do. I know they don't have that system over in certain parks in Japan, so like the Disney World and things over there, they don't have that, and the queues seem to run a lot smoother. So what is your personal preference? Obviously, if you've got one, is it much easier for your day? Or if you knew that all the queues were just going to be moving really quickly, would you even want to pay extra for it in the first place? Now, the ride, I do believe when I came back into here and had a look, it had just opened back up again. So what we will do is we'll get up and have a quick loop around. There's literally, it would have been a walk on, but me being me, I didn't actually get on it because I needed to film a load of other bits and pieces. Joys of trying to film as much as possible, but you can see you've got a nice big bear, a little bit of detail with regards to that model behind, and then you've got these wizards jackets and everything. Now I do like this theming, and it does link to the Legoland Hotel as well. So if you have stayed in the Castle Hotel with the wizards room, I have yet to stay in that room. Please let us know what you think of the theming, let us know what the colours are and everything else like that. So I would like to stay in that room just to see what it looks like. Up and around the stairs, nice and simple. It's exactly the same layout as the one that they've got in Dubai, minus the one in Dubai is air conditioned and it's inside, whereas this one obviously isn't and it's outdoors. I would not have wanted to be in this queue in the blistering heat that has just passed through the UK for the 2 days that we had summer when it was like 30 plus. So it's not, because it's not fully sheltered when you're walking around the outside, so you do all these little bits and pieces, and then there's no roof above you on this bit, so you cannot hide from the sun or the rain depending on what's what. And then you've got a bigger bit just after this horseshoe shape, and there's another big open area where you can't hide away from everything. What I would say that I personally think is missing is all the old Lego models that used to be here. Now there used to be Lego models up for you to have a look at when you got stuck in that queue line, because as you can fully well imagine, there was a queue very quickly to this ride, because obviously on everybody's app it had just opened back up again. But that is the first time I've managed to film this and just get straight to the ride. I could have just got straight on, done the loop and come back, but I didn't. But directly in front, that is where the queue line is, and then you can see why it's a little bit hidden with regards to not knowing how long the queue actually should be, because they've got the queue lines hidden around the Legoland Park. But guys, I'm going to let you soak all of this in because I have now run out of time. Hopefully you enjoyed that really quick, short, sharp tour of this section of the park. If you have been here for the 2022 season, please let everybody know in the comments below. But guys, as always, if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Ta-da.